Well, it's back to master magician David Copperfield, who is so passionate about his craft. He's created his own museum as a tribute to the greats who inspired him and to the art which he has taken to the limits, dazzling with feats which are seemingly absolutely impossible.
Although he's extended the limits of his art to previously unimaginable heights, David Copperfield is completely mindful of the fact that this is possible only because he stands on the shoulders of the magical geniuses that went before him.
This is a little part of my secret museum, and this is below me here is Houdini's Metamorphosis trunk. In my show that I'll be bringing to South Africa, you'll be seeing a version of this, kind of our own version of this. That's Houdini who rang the bell just now. This is his scrapbook with a lot of photographs from his career, which is pretty interesting. Here's with Sarah Bernhardt, a famous actress, all kinds of different things. Him escaped from the straitjacket with all the people wearing hats below. Everybody wore hats at the time. Yeah, it's pretty cool, letters and things. And, pictures to him from Mary Pickford and Cecil B. DeMille. And this is the trunk that he would use, and we're proud to have it. Over here, we have his baby shoe, his first magic wand, a rejection letter that told Houdini they didn't want him to be part of their show, that he kept as a way of keeping himself humble. And the only known recording of Houdini's voice on this wax cylinder that his friend Thomas Edison recorded for him. So you can hear what he sounds like. Sounds pretty squeaky. Maybe it's the record. If you come real close, you'll see a magician performing. Well, yeah, there he is. He's got some dice underneath those cups. And he'll give a little nod of the head. And the dice become a stack of fruit. A red egg. This was built by Robert Houdin, who was a very, very famous magician, who invented a lot of magic, invented these mystery clocks that tell time, even though there's nothing connected to the hand itself. He was a genius, a Frenchman who changed the way people thought of magic back in their generation. I started as a ventriloquist when I was a little kid, and before my time, there was a guy named Edgar Bergen. You probably know Candace Bergen, his daughter, Murphy Brown. He was an incredibly famous guy. He was on the radio doing ventriloquism, which is pretty remarkable. This is him on the cover of Time magazine, Edgar Bergen, that is. And these are his very famous figures, Charlie McCarthy, that he used in all the movies, Old Man Charlie, and a frowning Charlie. And we're very proud. There's only one other Charlie McCarthy. It's in the Smithsonian Institute. And we have his whole collection here, all the stuff he used to sell, and that's how I started doing this kind of stuff. We don't think of Fred Astaire as a magician, but to me, he was quite a magician. He really created a whole other dimension for the world of dancing. In fact, he played a magician in a movie that he did. Even though it's not a magician in the classic sense, his tuxedo has a kind of an inspirational role in this museum for us.
One of the most famous magicians of all time is Harry Keller, who, like David, began his craft at the age of 12. Although his early career was marked by spectacularly bad luck, he went on to achieve international fame and fortune.
The family of Keller, this guy over here, was he's a famous magician, amazingly popular back at the turn of the century, a guy that Houdini really respected. And the family of Keller had sent me a notice that they had 180 letters from Houdini to Keller. And we spent about 3 years negotiating those letters because they all had Houdini's signature on it, which is quite a bit valuable today. And I finally got those 180 letters. What they didn't know was I had the other half of the letters from Keller to Houdini. So what I have now is a 9-year correspondence of letters back and forth. One person answers the other person, back and forth. So you can follow these two men talking to each other, what they liked and what they didn't like. And that's pretty amazing. Kind of get to be a voyeur in two people's lives that are pretty interesting.
David's fascination with the age-old traditions of magical practice has led to the creation of a valuable resource. It contains countless rare and priceless items, as well as thousands of documents, posters and books that have been rescued from decay. Indeed, his goal with the museum is to build a monument to the history of magic as a performing art that will survive for future generations to come. And each time he succeeds in yet another escape from dire straits or conjures up another breathtaking illusion, it's a tribute to the Kellers and Houdinis that have gone before him. But please, we'd like to stress again to all you budding magicians out there, it takes years of training to be able to successfully pull off this kind of cutting-edge magic. So, if our very exclusive interview has put you into the mood to be awe-inspired by the magical maestro himself, he'll be performing in Cape Town on the 13th and 14th of November and in Johannesburg from the 16th to the 20th. Alive and well, despite this very close shave. As a parting shot, we asked him if there were any large South African icons that he'd like to incorporate into his act.
Table Mountain, a good idea. Yeah.